Hi everyone, welcome to Ritardando YouTube channel. Page Supreet CB, and today we're looking for the Trinity initial grade 6th piece, and that's Into the Distance. This piece is composed in D minor scale with the 4/4 time sign. Anyways, first let me play the first two lines at the tempo 108. So this is the first two lines I played now, so let's look into it from slowly from the beginning of line, first bar. So on your screen you also see the notes are played, starting with the D note, and the finger is already assigned as 1. Since it's in D minor scale, so always the starting root note will be assigned with the finger number 1. So do you have on the first beat is a quarter note D, and then you have the A note on the second beat with exactly the perfect fifth interval from D note. So D to A, we say it's a perfect fifth interval. So D first beat, and we have A on the second beat, and then we have G and F are 8 notes. So that means you're playing the third beat G note, and in just later, the half beat later, 3.5th beat, you play the F note. So G, F, and next you play G, F, and next you play the last beat, the fourth beat of the bar, E note. You're playing some note on off the beat, that's in between the decimal point. So we can say the timings like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is how. And if you want to say in like the notes, it sounds like D, A, G, F, E. This is how we say. And if you look at the first bar, so for the left hand you have D and A, and that's for half note. Both the D and A are for half notes. So you play on the first beat and you sustain that for the complete second beat, and after the third beat comes and you're changing the notes as D and G with 5 in second finger. This is how you play. So the timings is very easy: 1, 2, and 3, 4. This is about the timings. If you look, if you trade all hands together, and it sounds like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, only observe on the first and third beat I played the bass clef, but remaining is like right hand is involved in that. That's about the first bar. Let's move to the second bar. Second bar, right hand. If you look at this, it's a D note, and that's not having any color inside its head, and also it doesn't having any stem, so it's called as the whole note that takes the sustainability for whole bar. So that's D note with the first finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it's for 4 beats because in each bar it has 4 beats, and the time sign is 4/4. So you play 1, 2, 3, 4. But you the bass clef on the first beat you have D and A note, and since they both are quarter notes, so you apply the next second beat immediately the D and G. And since that's also quarter note, you apply the next and third beat, you play D and F. But this D and F are half notes, so third beat you play, and fourth beat also you're sustaining that. So some of the bass clef timings: 1, 2, 3, 4. So fourth beat you're sustaining. If you combine hands together: 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you combine first two bars with the timing, it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is about things. Let's move to the third bar of the first line. First, looking in the right hand, you have the first note as again D note. Like first bar, you read the same thing, D, and next is a quarter note. And so on the second beat, you have next D note again. But the next D, what you'll see, like on the second beat, what you play the D, the next is A, next is G and F. So all these 4 notes are 8 notes. So all are taking a half beat. So that means 4 notes. Each taking half beats means totally it'll be 2 beats. That's starting on the second beat and passing on the third beat and almost completing a whole third beat. And as the time fourth beat comes, you're going to play the last note of this bar. That's E note. So you have the first beat D note. So you have the first beat is a D note. You have the second beat starting D note again, and just between 2 and 3, that's 2.5th metronome beat, we say we have A note. That's you have to say that's and while saying the timings like 1, 2, and. Next you have GF, so G is on the third beat, and 3 and we say in there, and F has to come. So it's like 1, 2, and 3, and 4. This is how the timing sounds. If you want to say the letters, so D, D, A, T, F, E. This is how the timing goes. If you look at the left hand, you have the D and D again. D and D is the most common thing here because, you know, that's the backbone of the scale of the song we say. So D and D, the first beat you have, and same like the first bar you had, the first 2 beats, D and D, same thing. In third beat you have D and G with this finger 5 and 2 respectively. So on the first beat and the third beat you play the bass clef notes, so remember that. And but apart from that you have right hand work. So the sound goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So this is the timing of third bar. Let's move to the fourth bar. Right hand you have easy notes F, E, D. If you identify the notes, they are F, E, D. F and E are quarter notes, hence they're coming on the first beat and second beat, and third beat you have the D notes. So it's also important to take the appropriate fingers on the particular notes, because you know D is 1 means of course it's understood F should be with your third finger. So F, E, D is third beat, and fourth beat also D is sustaining. So this is about the right hand timings. Easy 1, 2, 3. Look at the left hand, you have D and A on the quarter beat, first beat, and then you have D and G, so quarter notes again, and then you have D and F. It's almost similar to the second bar of bass clef. So nothing to explain here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the timings of the alone fourth bar sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is easy. If you take all the bars of the first line, the 4 bars sounds like this. The timings 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't want to say the numbers, if you want to count them in mind, still you can do like this. Sounds like this. Then this is about the whole first line. You did observe one thing. I'm playing all this with very softly, like softly. That's because of its dynamics. It has got the dynamics you see on the first bar. That's piano. So piano means softer. You get to play all the notes very softly. Let's move to the second line. First bar. First part, if you look at the right hand and left hand, looks so simple in their note values, because note values, all the 4 notes in a treble clef in the bass clef, they are 1 beat each. That's quarter notes. Right hand you have E, E, F, F with the second finger and third finger. E, E, F, F. That's easy. First 2, 3, 4 beats. And then left hand you have with your second finger. You understand why they take the G as the second finger, because you started with the D with your 5th finger. So if D is 5th, E will be the 4th, and F will be the 3rd, and G will be the second finger. So you have left hand G, G, and 3rd beat and 4th beat A again respectively. If you combine, it's easy. So E, and perhaps the timings is 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds easy. Let's look at the next bar. You have right hand, both the notes is half notes, so that's both are same notes. That's D and D. So first finger 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the D. If you look at the bass clef, you have a B in. Beside that, you have a flat sound. That means it's B flat. So B flat, you're going to play with the number 2, because now this time the finger is assigned. Finger number is assigned there. You can't just take a random finger. It's just second finger on B flat, and that's 2 beats again. And next you have again another B flat. It's still considered as B flat, though it doesn't have a flat sound, because according to the accidental rules, if a note is appeared with the flat sign before that any natural note, then the same natural note is still considered as a flat. That's B flat, until and unless it's specified with a natural sign wherever you see. So on the first beat you have a B flat, Second beat also still have the same note. In third beat comes again B flat, and fourth beat is again B flat sustaining. So rotating shuffle, right hand is 1 2 3 4, left hand goes 1 2 3 4, combining them 1 2 3 4. Let's do also the second line. If you combine hands together, starting from the fifth bar, that's the second line. First bar, it sounds like this: 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. This is the timing shift. The first two bars. Let's move to the third bar.